Hello there. I'm having such an issue with this thing right now. It's like it kept recording on its own. Then I knocked this down. I wanted to do an opening where I walked out of the bathroom. And this thing just won't allow me to do anything. I press stop. It starts recording again and it's... So welcome back to Halloween Horror Month. I'm Scotty. You're not. We're going to talk about a Blumhouse movie now. Yes, we're going to talk about Drop. How about Drop? Yes, it's not like drop as if you're going to fall or anything. No, drop as in... It's basically a text message. But calling it text wouldn't move anything. I call it a drop. Who actually calls it a drop? I don't... No, the whole time I was doing this, I'm like, that's just a text message. It's just a text message. Why is it called a drop? I don't know. I really don't know. It's about this woman named Violet turning Violet. And Violet, who goes on a date with this guy, and on the date she is told that she has to kill this guy or they will kill her son. So, yeah, it becomes this thriller of what's she gonna do? How's she gonna get out of this? She doesn't want to kill the guy. What's gonna happen? And yeah. So overall, I enjoyed this, but I did have issues with it. There's quite a bit of issues here, but yeah. So the opening to this movie confused the hell out of me, because at first I'm like, oh, we're in Me and Reds, and we're gonna go back to this, right? There's this guy, he's got a gun to her and everything. I'm like, this is the climax of the movie. Wait, we're revealing who it is? That's not a very good idea. Turns out I was totally wrong, and this was actually her husband. And, I always try to read the first couple lines of Wikipedia to kind of get a feel. It said he was abusive. This is not abuse. This is way over. He's got a gun. That is way past domestic abuse. That is, wow. They said, hey, it's about domestic abuse, and went way out of left field with it here. But he's got a gun. I think domestic abuse, like beating a woman or something, which I would never do. But domestic abuse. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Not holding a gun to them. Holy shit. That is not what I thought I would see. Something with domestic abuse. I know some time has passed, and she's getting ready for her first date since what happened to her husband, and her sister, who is Marky from Truth or Dare. Also, what's her name? I can't think of her name. Jesse Quick from The Flash. Yeah, she's the sister. Her name is Jen, and the actress's name is Violet, and the main character's name is Violet. She's there to babysit the kid, Tommy or Toby. I'm not exactly sure. But the kid. I don't know. Kid seems alright. Obviously, he would be kind of out of sorts if went through what because we see more. Because it cuts off here, and I went, okay, we don't get to see what happens. And then they come back a little bit more later, and then they finally finish it off, and I'm just like, Because you're led to believe one thing, and then they pull the rug out from you. It's like, no, actually, like, yeah. Went on a date with this guy named Henry at this restaurant. Looks just like the restaurant, the Skyview from Final Destination Bloodlines. I'm never gonna step into any restaurant like that after that movie and this movie, especially after that movie. But yeah. So while she's getting ready, some guy shows up, says he's there to check the meter. Am I to assume? I don't remember if we get a reveal, but is that the guy that actually breaks into the house? He actually goes back there to hide or something, right? I'm assuming, or he's actually going in to install a thing so that they can look in the cameras or something. I don't know. She gets to this restaurant and he is running late, so she gets there and she meets a few people that will become suspects. There's the bartender lady. I think she's also the one that goes to the desk. I think so. There's this waiter guy. There's a piano player. When he asks if there's any requests you'd like to play, she says Baby Shark. Oh my god, no. He actually does play it later. Why? Because she's the mother of a 5-year-old, that's why. Okay, but still, that sounds annoying as hell. Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Slit my throat, slit my throat. Smack my face, smack my face. I got sworn. My face. Anyway. And then there's this other guy she meets named Richard. Was also there for a date. So, yeah. His date eventually shows up, and then Henry shows up, and they have dinner. And while she's there, she keeps getting these drops, text messages that are memes. One of them being the AJ Styles Undertaker meme, where it's like AJ Styles is like this, Undertaker is coming up behind him. That meme. That made me laugh. And eventually he says, hey, I got someone watching your kid and your sister, and if you don't do what I tell you, they will die. And he said, what you're going to do is you're going to dig in his bag, and you're going to take out, there's a camera in his bag, and you're going to take out a memory card, and you're going to take it in the bathroom, and you're going to smash it. So, like, she's able to distract the guy long enough to dig in there, get the thing out. She goes in the bathroom and she smashes it. Like, there are points where they're like, hey, you try to do anything, try to tell anyone, they die. That's it. Like, there's points she tries to do something and she gets, oh, and then never mind, right? To say anything to anyone. At one point, she does go off to the bathroom and tries to tell these people, but apparently he's watching, or they, or whoever is watching there, like, don't do it. And she tries to write it on her hand. There was a guy like, are you stupid? My problem with this part is, so he's watching you, how does he know they're in the bathroom? There's no fucking cameras in the bathroom unless he planted them in there. It's illegal to put cameras in bathrooms. You go to jail for that. That's a no. So I don't know how he knows. I didn't say he. How they know, but like she goes back to. So one of the biggest problems I have with this movie, and it's probably something that everyone has, is that this guy, she keeps doing a bunch of weird things, and this guy just sits there. At one point, I'm like, thank God. He finally is like, you know what, this isn't working out, I'm gonna leave. And I'm like, thank God. He's finally had enough, and I'd be like, but like, I ordered the steak, so I'm gonna eat my steak and then I'm out. Right? Because it's like, oh, they canceled the orders. But no, their food comes later after he said he's ready to walk away. So the orders weren't canceled. So canceled. So what happens when the orders are done? Food orders. Calamari. That I'm like, it's like, oh, you like calamari? Yeah. And then they're like, are you ready to order? I'm like, do you already ordered the calamari? Apparently that was an appetizer. I don't know. So they ordered. She gets some kind of salad, and he gets the steak or whatever. And they're gonna share some mashed potatoes. Who the shares mashed potatoes? I don't know. All the time she's getting these messages and stuff. But there's a lot of this shit where she's moving around. She keeps leaving to go other places and walking around trying to find a way. At one point, and this is before he has enough, this one had me confused because she goes to the front desk to talk to the lady. And the lady, because they're like, because they tell the guy, they tell Henry, you requested this. I don't remember doing that. I don't think I did. Well, we got a phone call with you requesting this specific table. Because at one point they try to leave. He's like, cause she says she's an officer, so they try to leave the table. I'm like, okay. And then she gets the thing, don't leave the table or he dies. I'm like, what the hell's the problem with why is the table? Apparently it's a perfect camera view. And we find out whoever's behind this is also sitting at a table so that he can see what's going on. But I'm like, because later he's like, it's not a great table, but it's the only table where the cameras don't, in the camera's blind spot. So, all this stuff, she goes up there, she tries to call from the phone that's there, and it disconnects. With her saying, they disconnected it. How? Like, I'm assuming he can see her from wherever he's sitting, right? I don't know. At one point, this was confusing. At one point, she tries to pass a note through a 20 to the music guy for playing the song. He looks at it, he's going to do something, and then when the food is brought, the dollar is underneath the food? Okay, so how? There's got to be a third person here, right? We know there's one at the house, and there's him. He can't be doing all this. Also, he's like, you have to poison it. Okay, I'm just going to say it here. It's Richard, the guy she talked to earlier, and he had a date, and she took off. He's still there. So, at one point, he drops her and says, go into the bathroom and smash that. So he does that. Then she gets another drop that says, look in the paper towel dispenser. As a janitor, I can tell you, you cannot open those without a key. And they're not for the public. You can't just open them. Only the janitors and people have the keys. I don't know how the hell that happened, but it's in there. And like I said, it's Richard. It's a little poison. It's Richard. How did he get it in there? Did he have his date put it in there? Because it's a women's bathroom. This makes you think it's a woman. So I'm waiting for a woman to be cohort or reveal that his date running off was a part of this and she's actually involved. I don't know. I don't know how you got that in there. He's like, you have to poison the... She's like, no. And he's like, do it or I will. And then and at one point we see another point of view of the scene. Like, okay, this must be your husband then with the gun. It's way too extreme. That's why I thought it was something else. We go back, and so she doesn't know what to do, and she's like, okay, let's order shots. Because she complained that she was missing her watch. She couldn't find it. That's where she kept getting up to look. So she took so long in the bathroom, and he's like, I'm sorry. You know what? Let's start with, let's order shots of tequila. Okay, sure. And she's got a poison shots, and then it starts to break down. That's when she tries to go to the thing, shots come over and all that, and So, like I said, she tries to sneak that note to the guy, ends up in her food. I don't know how, because he actually read the thing, but he ends up poisoned from the drinks. And that's what I thought, man, is the bartender in on it? She's female. And that's when I realized, wait, why does she have to poison him? You just poisoned this dude. Why can't you do it? Why are you taking such a convoluted route? Route. I'm Minnesotan. Route. A convoluted route. No, I like that. Route. To have her do this. When you just poisoned the musician. Right? And he's like, oh, you killed him because you tried to get him involved and now he's dead. And I'm like, but yeah, again, with that, if you could do that, why don't you do that to him, the other guy? Right? You could poison him, and while he falls over and collapses, in the commotion, you just go up to the bag, you take the thing out, and you smash it. Why is she involved with this? Why? You know, I'm a guy who's seen a lot of movies, and it's so convoluted. The answer is otherwise it'd be a movie. At one point, the guy actually moves in and comes after them. The sister and the kid. And she starts to figure out what's going on. She goes over to Richard, and he calls her by her name. And she's like, I don't remember telling you my name. He's like, you're right. You didn't. The good one. Sit down. Sit down. And so they talk. He orders this dessert. And at this point, Henry has gone to the bathroom because he was gonna drink the drink, and she causes an accident so that he's not able to drink it. My problem is, okay, we find out later she didn't actually spike his thing, so why stop him from drinking it? Because if he didn't die from the poison, then I don't know. Because here, when Henry comes back, she drank one shot, so she instigates the other one, and he's drinking it, and he's like there. She's like there. And he leaves. I'll be in a minute. Just give us a minute. And she's like there. I'll order him away. So he does, and then he's like, well, I have to sit here and wait till your date succumbs. But yeah, we're pretty much done here. And he's like, it's, you know, it must feel good to murder again, right? And you did this, and she's like, I didn't murder my husband. And that's when we get the truth that he shot himself in the head. Which was the other option, and either she did it or he, yeah, because she has this whole speech to him later. I didn't finish it. I didn't get over it. And I'm just like, but what? I'm like, that's when I'm like, so did he kill himself? And that's why they're not. They say he's dead, so yeah. It's revealed that she actually put the poison for Kuzco. Kuzco's poison. That poison? Yes, that poison. No, in his dessert. So, you know, he's got a poison. So, I don't know why they could just have him, because I'm like, okay, have him drop from the poison. And then she's like, hey, my son and sister are in danger. We gotta get to my house now. No, they go, again, so convoluted with this. He freaks out and pulls out a gun on her. And just as he's about to shoot her, Henry jumps in the way and he gets shot. And then he tries to shoot again, and there puts a hole in the window. And then when the window bursts, he gets sucked out. That's not how windows work. But okay, this is not an airplane or a spaceship. How does he get sucked out of the window? I don't know. But everyone else was fine. Now thinking, how are you? And she's like, I gotta say my sister. And he's like, give me my phone. I'll call 911. And she gives him an address. I'd be like, no, for me. Call 911. Well, my address is this. No, I meant for me. Gunshot. Hello? Because, like, what does he do? He's like, oh, hey, 911, go to this address. Also, can you send someone to this restaurant? I've been shot. Thank you. Yeah. And what I don't like is he's not involved in this climax. She goes home alone, and Faith is like, well, hey, sister gets in some good shots on this guy too. But she basically faces off with him. There's some cool camera shots, like when she jumps over the counter and the camera tilts with it, kind of like Upgrade. Some pretty good camera shots. It made me a little dizzy, but yeah. I just thought he should be. But we're in 2025 where female empowerment has to be a thing, so she has to do it. Because this is about her overcoming what happened with her husband, so now she's got to stand up to this man who's abusing her family, apparently. Still could have used his help, though. Don't think he needs to get shot. I've seen too much in movies nowadays where it's like the guy gets sidelined and the women's. Why can't the guy help? I don't get it. Right? He spends the whole movie in the dark. You know, now that he can finally help, you just shoot him to put him to the side. Come on. Give him more to do in this movie. Ugh. Yeah, they take care of the guy in there, and I don't remember if we ever revealed that it was the guy that checked her meter, but it has to be, otherwise that scene is unnecessary. I don't know. But, yeah, and then she's in the hospital. She brought him, I assume it's McDonald's, because she got food. And, like, she gets another drop, and she thinks, uh-oh. But it's the sister messing around. She's like, got you. She's like, that's not funny. And she's like, hi, I'm a sister down the hall. He's like, hi, sister down the hall. She's like, you brought him food? You know, I got shot too, you know. She's like, yeah. And it's like they're gonna have another date, and movie ends. So, yeah. By the way, how did she not know that was Jen? She can descend in under. I don't know. I will admit, though, from the trailer, I didn't know that Jen was her sister. So I thought, oh, she's in on it, right? Otherwise, how'd they get in there? But once they showed it was her sister, I'm like, oh, no, she couldn't be in on it. There's no way. Although, it says it's her aunt. It says it's his aunt. So what if it's... Maybe a nice connection. It's the husband's sister, and she wanted revenge for what happened to her brother. But it's not. She's just a sister. I want to point out though that, and I know it's not a big deal because some people dye their hair. My sister's dyed her hair so many times, but I always get, oh, this is my sister, and I have completely different hair. Like, Violet is blonde and Jen has dark hair. I know sometimes that works. Like, I'm a blonde. I know you can't tell. And my siblings have dark hair, although my sister's dyed her hair so much I don't even know if she knows what her natural color is. The dark brown, I think. My son is a redhead, so it's not always cut and dry there. But I know you get the hair colors from your mother and your father, so I don't know. But that's also why I thought she could be his sister because of the dark hair. But no. I'll give it the middle of the road. It was fine. It was fine. I liked it. It was fine. So, what are your thoughts on Drop? The new comments, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.